Today we're going to be looking at SCAT6 and addressing the on-field assessment. The first thing we do when we have a SCAT6 is we have an information section. This is just going to be filling out the athlete's name, date of birth, time of injury, just some pertinent information on them, the date of the examination, gender, dominant hand, year in school, first language, and then notating who the examiner is. We're then going to address if they've had concussions, and if they've had concussions, how many have they had in the past, when was the most recent, their primary symptoms with those concussions, and how long that recovery time was. We then have to do an immediate assessment and neuro exam, where this is going to be us trying to narrow down if there's any red flags that we need to immediately remove the athlete from play for immediate medical assessment or transport to a hospital or medical center. Some of those red flags we're looking for are going to be neck pain or tenderness, seizure, convulsion, double vision, loss of consciousness, weakness or tingling/burning in more than one arm or in the legs, deteriorating conscious state, vomiting, severe or increasing headache, increasing restlessness, agitated or combative, or Glasgow Coma Scale beneath 15, or visible deformity of the skull. And then there's also some red flags that if they're not observed, then we're going to go ahead and continue on. If positive signs show up in any of our tests further, we will go ahead and immediately remove them from play and transport. Next, we're going to have the observable signs that we have on the on-field assessment. We're looking to see if the athlete is lying motionless on the playing surface, if they're falling unprotected onto the surface, if their balance or gait difficulties, motor incoordination, ataxia, stumbling, slow, labor movements. If there's disorientation or confusion, staring or limited responsiveness, or an inability to respond appropriately to questions, a blank or vacant look, facial injury after the head trauma or impact seizure, or a high-risk mechanism of injury. We also have the Glasgow Coma Scale. For this, we're looking at best eye response, verbal response, and motor response. For eye response, we're going to grade it on a scale of 1 to 4, with no eye opening being the 1 and eyes opening spontaneously being a 4. For verbal response, we have 1 through 5, no verbal response being a 1 and oriented being a 5. And for best motor response, we have no motor response as a 1 and obeys command as a 6. And we'll take those and add those together for the Glasgow Coma Scale. And then as well, we still have those red flags that we're looking for throughout the examination. Today we're going to be Alright, today I am going to be going through a SCAT6 concussion assessment with an athlete. He's a polo athlete who sustained a head injury while playing. I'm going to start off by just getting some personal information. Can I get your name?
Yeah. Holden Smith,
Right. Your date of birth?
September 3rd, 2000.
Do you know today's date?
Today is July 8th.
And then your sex, male, female, or opposite?
Male.
Dominant hand.
Right-handed.
Current year in school.
Junior.
And then what year or what school do you go to?
University of Georgia.
And what is your primary language?
English?
Is that your first language?
Yes.
And how many diagnosed concussions have you had in the past?
One.
One. When was that most recent one?
My freshman year. 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And what were your primary symptoms?
Sensitivity to light, headaches, difficulty concentrating.
All right. And how long was the recovery time?
14 days.
Step 3, we have a cervical spine assessment. In a patient who is not lucid or fully conscious, a cervical spine injury should be assumed and spinal precautions be taken. But if not, we're going to be looking to see if the athlete is reporting any neck pain at rest. We're going to see if the athlete is allowing us to palpate. Is there tenderness to palpation, yes or no? If there's no neck pain and no tenderness, does the athlete have a full range of active pain-free movement? And are the limb strength and sensations still normal? Step 4, we're going to be looking at coordination ocular motor screening. This is going to be where I have the athlete bring their finger to the nose in a normal motion for both hands with eyes open and closed. So arms out to the side, tapping the nose back and forth, going as fast as they can without any mistakes. For ocular motor, we're looking moving their head or neck. Can the patient look side to side and up and down without double vision? And are there any observed extraocular eye movements normal? If not, we're going to be describing those, and we're looking to make sure that there's no double vision or pain that's going on there for us to transport for further examination. So for the memory assessment, we're going to be doing the Maddox questions. We're looking at what venue are we at today, which half is it now, who scored last in this match, what team did you play last week slash game, and did your team win this past week? And this can be scored on a scale of 5, with each question earning us a 1. We're then all right. Next, we're going to be doing a cervical spine assessment. Do you have any neck pain since the injury?
No.
Okay. Is it okay if I palpate?
Yeah.
No pain at all?
No.
Okay. All right, we're going to do a memory assessment next. What venue are we at today?
Vancouver Stadium.
What half is it right now?
It's the first half.
Who scored in the last half? Last match?
We did.
What team did you play last week?
South Carolina.
Did your team win the last game?
No.
All right. Previously, with your last concussion, were you hospitalized for the injury?
No.
Have you ever been diagnosed or treated for headache disorder or migraines?
No.
Have you been diagnosed with a learning disability or dyslexia?
Yes.
Have you been diagnosed with attention deficit hypersensitivity disorder?
Yes.
Diagnosed with depression, anxiety, or other psychological disorder?
Yes.
Now we're going to go through some just baseline symptoms. I'm going to ask you some questions. You'll rate them on 0 as having no symptoms to 6 as very severe hospitalization, just based on how you currently feel compared to how you normally feel.
Okay.
Headaches.
3.
Pressure in the head.
0.
Neck pain.
0.
Nausea or vomiting.
1.
Dizziness.
2.
Blurred vision.
0.
Any balance issues.
2.
Sensitivity to light.
3.
Sensitivity to noise.
0.
Feeling slowed down.
2.
Do you feel like you're in a fog? 0 to 6.
4.
Just not feeling right.
3.
Difficulty concentrating.
4.
Difficulty remembering.
0.
Fatigue or low energy.
3.
Confusion.
1.
Drowsiness.
0.
More emotional.
3.
Irritability.
2.
Sadness.
4.
Nervousness or anxiousness.
2.
And then trouble falling asleep.
0.
All right. Do you feel like your symptoms are getting worse with physical activity?
Yes.
Do you feel like your symptoms are getting worse with mental activity?
Yes.
If 100% is feeling completely normal, what percent of normal do you feel like right now?
55.
And why would you say?
Just, I can tell something's going on. You can't concentrate, feeling more emotions. My head just hurts.
Yeah. All right. Next, we're going to go through a cognitive screening. What month is it today?
July.
What is the date for today?
July 8th.
What is the day of the week?
It's Wednesday,
And what year is it?
2026.
And what time is it right now?
11 o'clock.
Move on to the off-field assessment. For this, we're going to go through an immediate memory screening. We're going to provide them with a list of words. We're going to read them off 1 word per second. We have 3 lists to choose when we list A, list B, and list C, and we're going to be having them repeat them back to us after we say them. So I'll say jacket, arrow, pepper, cotton, movie, dollar, honey, mirror, saddle, and anchor. And the athlete would be able to repeat those back in any order that they're able to. We're going to test that 3 times, and we're going to take the average score, and then we'll take that out of 30. We then move on to a cognitive screening. This is where we're going to have a list of numbers. It's going to start off with three numbers. I'm going to read 493. The athlete will repeat back to me in a backwards order. So if I say 493, they'll repeat back 394. If they get it correct, we'll move on to the next numbers. So it'll be 629, 926, and then we'll move on to higher. So we'll then go from 3 to 4, 5, and 6, repeating backwards. If the athlete is unable to accomplish this, we'll put it as a no, and we'll move on to list B, and we'll get them to go through the three numbers. If they get that incorrectly, then we'll go ahead and end that exam. Next, we have the months in reverse order. We'll start from December and have them repeat back to us through January. We're going to take the time that it takes them to complete this and the number of errors. 1 point if no errors and completion under 30 seconds.
We're going to test it on immediate memory. I'm going to test your memory. I will be reading a list of words. When I'm finished, you can repeat back as many of the words as you can in any order. We're going to do this 3 times. We'll start now. Jacket, arrow, pepper, cotton, movie, dollar, honey, mirror, saddle, anchor.
Anchor, saddle, jacket, movie, cotton, honey. Dollar.
Okay. Now I'm going to repeat that same list back. You can repeat them back to me in any order. Jacket, arrow, pepper, cotton, movie, dollar, honey, mirror, saddle, anchor.
Jacket, arrow, honey, pepper, dollar, saddle, anchor, cotton.
Alright, that's good. We're going to do that one more time. Try out 3. Just repeat back in any order, same list. Jacket, arrow, pepper, cotton, movie, dollar, honey, mirror, saddle, anchor.
Saddle, anchor, mirror, cotton, movie, dollar, arrow, pepper. That's all I got.
Good. Now we're going to be going into a cognitive screening. I'm going to be administering 1 digit per second. I'm reading down in a column. I'm going to read, if I said 719, I want you to repeat back to me backwards, 917. And it's going to increase in difficulty as we go correctly. We'll start now. 493,
394,
629,
926,
3814,
4183,
3279,
9723,
62971,
9172,
48527,
75824.
All right. Now I want you to start from the top, and we're going to list off the months from bottom to top. So starting with the last and going to the first.
December, November, October, September, August, July, June, May, April, March, February, January.
Good.
Next, we're going to move on to our coordination and balance examination. This is going to be the modified balance error scoring system. We first have to get and ensure that we know the athlete's dominant foot, notating what testing surface we're using and if footwear is being used, if there's any shoes, barefoot, braces, tape, etc. This is going to start with a modified BESS, and it's going to have the athlete standing in a double leg stance with hands on their hips, and we're going to be timing them for 20 seconds. they're going to have their eyes closed and just notating if there's any errors that occur. That'll be them removing their hands from their hips, having to open their eyes, any sudden movements or shifting in their feet. We'll then move on to tandem stance, where we'll have their front foot forward, their dominant foot forward. They'll do once again for 20 seconds. We'll then do single leg stance with their eyes closed as well. And we're notating all of these errors through the 3 tests, and it'll be out of 30 for that. We then have a time tandem gait that's going to have a place a 3-meter long line throughout the floor. We'll have them hands behind their back, walk heel to toe as fast as they can. We time these. We're going to do it 3 times and take an average of the 3 trial and then notate the fastest trial as well. And then we end it where we do the coordination and balance examination in the end, where we're writing any dual task or single task if they ended up doing those exams, yes or no. We then, after 5 minutes have passed from our first recall, the cognitive screening, we'll go back and we're going to have them try to repeat back as many of the words from the first list that we read to them in order or out in any order. And we'll be able to then bring back and score everything as a total. So you scoring orientation out of 5, immediate memory out of 30, concentration out of 5, delayed recall 10, and then get a score of 50. And then we'll finally be brought down to the decision, just taking all of the symptoms into account, all the scoring into account, and deciding if there's going to be a concussion diagnosed. We'll then have to sign, date, ensure that a healthcare professional is the one that is administering the exam. And next.
All right, now we're going to be doing a coordination and balance examination. For you, are you right foot or left foot dominant?
Right foot.
Right foot? Okay. First thing we're going to do, I want you to stand with your hands on your hips, feet to your sides. I'm going to have you close your eyes and we're going to balance for 20 seconds. Okay. All right, just on me when I say go. Ready, set, go. During this, I'm just notating if there's any errors, if he removes his hands from his hips, or if he has to open his eyes, if he wobbles or loses balance, doing all of these screens. All right, good. Okay, next one, I want you to put your dominant foot forward. We're going to keep our hands on our hips and have your eyes closed. We're going to do the same thing for 20 seconds. All right, ready, set, go. All right. Now, one more time, dominant foot. So right foot forward, we're going to have you stand on one leg, hands on your hips, eyes closed, 20 seconds. Ready, set, go. Good. All right, next, we're going to walk 3 meters forward. I want your right foot in front of your left foot, and we're going to start that way, hands behind our back, and we're going to go heel toe as fast as you can to the end of the rug, and then go back. We're going to do this 3 times. Go. And for this, we're going to take the average time of the trials, and then we're going to take the fastest time of the trials. You can go one more time. One more time. All right, thank you. We've got one more test for you. We're going to be doing a delayed recall testing. We're going to go back to that list that I listed off for you earlier. It was about 5 minutes ago. I want you to repeat off as many of those as you can in any order, just starting from the top.
Jacket, arrow, honey, cotton, movie, dollar, saddle, anchor, dollar. That's all I got.
Perfect.